Hello, very good
Can
morning.
you
How are
hear
you?
me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, hello.
It says it's recording. People in session. I can't hear or see anybody.
Hi, Diana. Hello. Are you able to hear me? Hello. Hello. Hello, Diana. Am I audible? Hello.
It says Surface stereo microphone. Is that the right one to be using? I'm live. It's recording, but I can't see or hear anything.
Hello, Diana.
There it is. You're in the video.
Yeah.
You change the
Hi, Diana.
microphone.
To which microphone?
Top one.
There.
It's on.
Can you hear
Default,
me?
Default.
Yes, I can. I can hear you. Hello. Now your voice is not audible. Hello. No. So your voice is still not audible. Can you please check with your microphone once? So is it plugged in correctly or not? Hi, Diana. Hello. So your voice is still not audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Now I can. Hello.
Yay! How
Hey.
exciting.
Yeah. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Diana. So let me introduce you for the audience so that we can start the session. Okay.
Fabulous, thank you.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Dr. Diana Richardson. So, she is an internationally recognized entrepreneur, executive mentor, best-selling author, and founder of the Glow Greater Mentor. So, with over 20 years of experience, she specializes in leadership, entrepreneurship, and organization well-being and women empowerment. So, through her mentoring, coaching, and global speaking engagements, She inspires professionals to achieve sustainable success through innovation, resilience, and transformation leadership. So that was a wonderful bio, Dr. Diana. So, and all the stage is yours.
Thank you so much for having me here with you today. Good morning from the UK, distinguished leaders, honored guests, colleagues, friends from around the world. It is an absolute privilege to be here with you all today. And today we are talking all about women and empowering entrepreneurs, and it's about women infrastructure, women entrepreneurship, economic mobility. So today I invite you to consider one powerful idea. What if we've been looking at women's economic empowerment through the wrong lens? For decades, we've spoken about supporting women and helping women and investing in women. But those important conversations, I want to suggest something even more profound today. Because women are not simply participants in development, women are infrastructure. Infrastructure is what societies need to function. Roads connect communities, bridges create opportunity, hospitals protect health, schools develop future generations. Yet, there's another form of infrastructure that rarely appears on the national balance sheets, and that's women. Because women build families, women strengthen communities, women educate future generations, women create businesses, women preserve culture, women drive innovation, women create employment, women build economies. And when women thrive, economies do not simply become fair, they become stronger. That is why our conversation today is not simply about equality, it's about economic strategy, the economic multiplier effect. Economists often speak about the multiplier effect. When investment is made in productive infrastructure, the benefits ripple through the economy. And the exact same is true when we invest in women. Because when one woman gains an education, a family gains knowledge. When one woman starts a business, new jobs are created. When one woman earns an income, children are more likely to stay in school. When women have access to opportunity, entire communities become more resilient. Women entrepreneurship is therefore not simply about individual success. It's about national prosperity and international prosperity as we help different communities around the world. And this intergenerational transformation is so important. It's about creating economies that are more innovative, more inclusive, and more sustainable. So, what happens when women have access? The evidence is remarkably consistent across continents. Because when women gain access to education, entrepreneurship, finance, technology, and leadership, these opportunities create benefits that extend far beyond that individual. Families become stronger, communities become healthier, businesses become more innovative, local economies become more resilient, and future generations inherit greater opportunity. An opportunity is never confined by one person, it multiplies. And I've got 5 facts that help tell this story. And I share these statistics because evidence speaks for itself. So, globally, the International Labor Organization states that closing gender gaps in employment and entrepreneurship could add around $28 trillion to the global GDP, representing approximately 26% of additional annual economic output. And it's a reminder that United Nations states that women perform more than 3/4 of all unpaid care work worldwide as mothers, caring for families. And that work underpins every economy, but it's largely invisible in national accounts. Great Britain, so being based in the United Kingdom, I wanted to share a statistic from that International Labor Organization that women own approximately 1 in 3 businesses in the UK. Yet they continue to receive disproportionately small share of external investment despite their significant contribution to employment and economic growth. Expanding women's entrepreneurship represents one of the UK's greatest untapped economic opportunities. In India, which is home to Mahila Udyami, a amazing charity and philanthropy and movement that I am involved in. We set it up several years ago, and it's based in Uttar Pradesh. There's James International School there for the children, and then Mahila Udyami empowers women through economic education and entrepreneurship. So in India, which is home to Mahila Udyami, and also home to more than 8 million women-owned enterprises, supporting millions of livelihoods while contributing to local and regional economic development. The World Bank shows that reducing barriers facing women entrepreneurs in India could substantially increase female business ownership, raise productivity, and generate significant gains in national income through higher labor force participation and stronger business growth. These aren't just statistics. They represent millions of lives waiting for opportunity. Mahila Udyami Foundation is turning this vision into action. And this is why the work of Mahila Udyami Foundation matters so much. Its mission extends beyond empowering an individual woman. It's about building ecosystems where women can flourish as entrepreneurs, innovators, and leaders. And Mahila Udyami, yes, we're based in India, but we also have a branch in Botswana. There's another one that's being built in Argentina. So this is global. And we're building these ecosystems where women can flourish as entrepreneurs, innovators, leaders through education, through enterprise, through economic opportunity. The foundation is helping women move from survival to sustainability, from sustainability to prosperity, and then from prosperity onto legacy. And we're talking about women in leadership and how things are changing. And that's because every business that's launched creates possibility. Every entrepreneur supported creates employment. And every woman who succeeds becomes an example for the next generation. This isn't a charity. This is economic development. This is nation building. This is infrastructure in action. And this is redefining economic mobility. Economic mobility is not simply about increasing income. It's about increasing choice. The choice to learn, the choice to lead, the choice to innovate, the choice to create wealth, and the choice to shape the future. Entrepreneurship gives women that choice. It transforms ideas into enterprises, skills into income, dreams into opportunities. And then that opportunity is a lasting community impact. And most importantly, entrepreneurship creates dignity because economic independence gives people the freedom to determine their own future. So today, I encourage each and every one of you that are watching this, whether it's on the replay or here with us live, I encourage you to take a global call to action. Imagine a world where every girl believes entrepreneurship is possible, where every woman can access finance, where technology reaches every village around the world, where mentorship crosses every border, where leadership is determined by talent rather than gender. It's not an impossible vision. It's entirely achievable, but it requires us to stop asking, how can women contribute to the economy? And instead ask, how can economies succeed without women? And the answer is simple, they can't. Because women are not an addition to economic development, they're its foundation. So as I leave us today, I would love for you all to remember this simple truth that when we invest in women, we invest in families. When we invest in families, we strengthen communities. When we strengthen communities, we build nations. And when nations recognize women as infrastructure rather than beneficiaries, we unlock one of the greatest engines of economic growth the world has ever known. So let us build a future where every woman has the opportunity to lead, to innovate, to create, and to prosper. Because when women rise, economies rise, communities rise, and humanity rises. Thank you all so much for the opportunity to be here with you today. I don't know where they've gone. So I'm going to share a little bit more about Mahila Udiami, the Unya Rivera. Is something that we are continuing to raise money for because as we build the entire community and start to build it on a global scale, we are looking for investment for building the community as in actual infrastructure. Like we're building huts for women to live and stay in. We're building the entire education hub, and that has several floors. We're also looking for people if you don't have the resources to invest or support financially. We would love anything that you can support with education wise. We've got people that are helping get computers for the computer lab so that the women can learn how to use the computers. We have farmland, so we are growing rice, we have mango trees, and also they can, whatever agriculture they're able to grow locally, they can also then bring that. We have an outdoor kitchen, so we work with women. They already know how to cook amazingly well, but we have taught them how to pickle their own vegetables so that that way they can use it at a later date, and they can also take it back to their communities and sell it. So that is one way of that financial independence and ways that we have used the education so far to further reinvest. We have a swimming pool there, so we're teaching them to swim and the children of the community to swim. And it's actually been so popular. We're building a second swimming pool because in that community, there's a river that runs through it. So learning to swim is a life skill. It's changing lives and saving lives. It's just been absolutely amazing. And certain women, they bring their skill set. They're teaching others how to sew and to create clothes for the community, for the children. Others, their skill set is very good and they're actually helping to build the huts and helping with that aspect of building infrastructure and with their skill set. So we would love to hear from you. We have a website, mahilaudiami.org, and the Mahila Udiami Foundation. We would love for you to be involved in it. I'm their Chief Philanthropy Officer. We ran a Build a Brick campaign last year, and it was basically buy a brick and build a future was the campaign, so that it was an investment into Mahila Udiami. And last February 2015, I was out in rural India, and we all got to part of this global group of us from around the world. We were doing speaking engagements and raising awareness on many aspects of different skill sets from around the world. But we got to lay the first brick, and it was really special. And then I went back this year, and again, quite a few people had been the global delegates from the year before as well. And we got to see how the whole first layer had been built. We got to see that the huts that supported the community, they've been painted pink. They'd had it was wonderful to see that. And James International School is in the same grounds. So while the women are learning, some of them are teachers, and it's like train the trainer program as well. So the children are learning. But with having James International School, it's also opened up other schools again in the other local areas because other children want to learn. So it's amazing to see that impact. And the school, James International School, they put on an event for us last year when it was the very first. We were the inaugural global festival and global delegates. But to see how much it had grown this year was incredible. Literally, the amount of families it had grown probably at least 3 or 4 times, if not up to 10 times the amount. And on the evening, they fed the entire communities from the surrounding areas. They fed the families. The women came up to us and they were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for what you're doing for our community. Thank you for the skill set that you're sharing with us. So it really is a wonderful foundation if it's something that is of interest to you, or you know that it would benefit somebody or even somewhere where you are in the world. I'm in the UK, but we're helping empower rural areas. And we've chosen India as our starting point, but there are many other communities around the world. We have Mujer Emprende down in Puerto Rico. So it's amazing. We would love for you to get involved. So please do send us an email, visit the website, mahilaudiami.org. Thank you all so much for being here. I'd love to answer any questions if you have any questions. Little heart emojis, claps. Thank you. I don't see any questions in the chat. Yeah, here we go. Dr. John.
Yeah, Diana. So that was a wonderful presentation, and a lot of people has inspired from your words. So we will be directly posting your questions to your email. So you please answer them. Okay. And so there are
Thank
lots
you.
of comments from the attendees as well. So yeah. So thanks for your time, and please be in the backstage and join the next session.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. It's been amazing.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.